Hello everyone. Today we are gonna just have a little bit of a change of a topic. I'm not gonna explain you anything about the basics of Python. I want you to know what a Python can do. So today I'll be doing a project along with you. I'll be explaining each line of a code, what is happening, how it is happening, and I'll run it in front of you. So today's project will be we are going to build an analog clock using Python. So let's begin. First, I'm going to create a Python file. Yes, sorry, the system is a bit lag, but it's okay. I'm going to create a Python file called as analog clock. Okay, we are going to use a module called as turtle. A turtle is an animation tool in Python. So we'll first import turtle, and for the people who are having a doubt how to install turtle, just go to cmd, use the pip installer. Pip is a Python package installer. Okay, so go to the pip installer, pip install turtle turtle. Because I'm already having the file, so it will show me requirements met, or it may throw me an error like last time. I don't know why it threw an error last time. Okay, what is the error this time? I normally don't use this. Fine, there is an error. It's an accepted value error with the python system.py. I think there is an installation error in my system. I'll show you another way how to install this turtle module using PyCharm. So let's go to file, settings, and then there will be an other dialog box opening now. Yes, here you can see the editors, plugins, development tools. Let's go to project, Python interpreter. In Python interpreter you can see almost all the modules which are already installed in Python. So if you want to install a newer one, just click the plus key, search your module. Like here I want a turtle module. See, this is turtle. You just click install. Okay, I am already having the turtle module, so I am not installing it again. You please go on with this method if you are not having it. If you are having a doubt, just do a thing, write a code like import turtle, go to the analog clock, click the run, and you can see there is no error. Yep, if you are having an error, that means the turtle module is not imported. Okay, so just manage that. On the next line we are typing. So we are building a clock here, so it has to show in a screen. So we want a screen. Let us say inside turtle module we are having something called as the screen. Simply use the capital S, not the small s. But this complete screen and what are all the other things we want in a screen, we have to put it, or we have to store it in a variable. Let us say the variable I am using here is HR. There is no specific meaning for HR. I like to use HR, that's all. There is nothing else. Okay, so after this I want to put a background color for this. Let's say my background color be white. You can specify anything. You can just play around with the values whatever you want. And I want this screen size to be set it up. So I use hr.setup. In this setup we will be giving the width, say it is 600. I have not tested it or anything. Simply I'm giving you a value and I want it in a square shape, so I'm giving both width and height on an equal values. So after this I'm giving a title. I want a title to be on the screen, I don't want it to be blank, so something like analog clock by Monish. I think this is enough. So I'm developing it, so it is on my name. If you want, you can keep it on your name or any name which you like. So after this is the screen and we want to end this screen. So simply I'll give a few lines of a gap and I'll say HR is being ended. I'm giving the main loop. If you don't end it, what happens is it will not stay there. It will simply close as soon as you open it. So since we have created this screen, let us see what this screen looks like. So I'm running it. Now you can see there is analog clock by Monish and this is a 600 pixel by 600 pixel screen. This is what we have created till now. So this is it. This is about the screen. Now we are building a clock, obviously. So what a clock needs? First, a clock needs its background. Before that background, we are doing an animation. Simply, I can tell that we are drawing stuff on a white screen. So first, let us create a pen. Okay. Say I'm giving a comment like drawing with no. Let us say create a pen. One thing I want to tell you people is I don't practice before I code. I just check whether my code is running or not. So if there are any errors, well and good, you also can learn with the errors, so no issues with it. Let us say create the pen. So now I'm creating a pen. Let us say my pen is equal to, in the turtle there is a turtle class. This class helps out to draw basically. So I'm keeping all those drawing features into pen. Now there is an option called hiding the pen also, like pen dot hide turtle. If you give this, it will hide. The pen will get hidden. Suppose let us say I am not hiding this and I'm running it. I'm sorry I didn't close it. Okay, it's okay. I'm running it now. You can see this arrow mark over here. This arrow mark is the pen. If you want, we can hide it also, or else we can simply keep it like that. Okay. So I am not interested in hiding my pen because I must know in what direction my pen is facing, or I must know where my pen is, right? So I'm not hiding it. In the next line, I'll set the speed of the pen, in how much speed my pen should move. For now I'm keeping it as 0 because I want to have an instant answers. I don't want it to get delayed. And next is the pen size. Suppose the pen size I'm keeping it as 3. The width of or the thickness of the pen I want it as 3. You can just play around with these values, do whatever you want, so it's not a big deal. So next thing is here I wanna draw the clock. I'm drawing the clock. For drawing this clock, I'll take a function and I'll draw a clock in the function. So I'm defining a function called as the clock. In this clock, I want to use my pen, so I'll give a variable pen. This colon means inside the clock I'm writing something. For now I'm giving a pass statement, and here I'll be calling the clock, because if you don't call the clock, then there is nothing you're doing with this. So what my habit is, when I define a function, I'll give a function call in the next line itself, so that I don't forget what I am doing basically. So now I'll clear this pass. In the function, my first step will be, I don't want the pen to be marked in, so I'm taking my pen off the ground. So pen up means it is not touching the paper. Pen down means it is touching the paper. Okay. So let us say pen up. Now I don't want my pen to touch the paper. So I am telling my pen to go to a location. Say go to. My location will be 0, 120. Okay. Before I tell you about what is this go to 120 and all, I'll just run this and I'll show you how this thing works. Okay, see here, it is already showing at this location. Say this is the center of my paper. This center of my paper where my mouse is located is 0, 0. Okay, the top part will be positive, the bottom part will be negative. The left side will be negative, the right side will be positive. We know we have drawn graphs on XY axis. This takes the same dimensions, and there are angles also. In this, angles are nothing but, you must have already used a protractor. So say this side is 0, this is 90, 180, 270, and if you come back here, it is 360. So if you're drawing a circle, that means it is a 360 degrees we have marked with a circle. For present, at 90 degrees, I am having my cursor located at a point 0, 120. Means in the y-axis it is 120. In the positive y-axis, definitely. So I'm closing this. In the next, so my pen is over there. What is the next thing I want to do? I want my pen to turn its left side. Left means 180 degrees, right means 0 degrees, top means 90 degrees, bottom means 270 degrees. So I want my pen to see at the left side, means I'm giving it a heading. Heading is nothing but which side you want to look. I want to look it on the left side, so I'm set heading at 180 degrees. What is the next thing I want to do? So now I'm drawing something, and this is a white paper and we are drawing something. We have colors to choose. So I'm choosing a color. What color I have to choose? I am not specific with any colors, so simply I'll choose blue, and I'm giving the command pen down. Now the pen is touching the paper. After touching the paper, what should it do? The question is, what should it do? Now it has to simply draw a circle. So I'll say pen dot circle. Pen dot circle. So a circle should be drawn with what radius? From 0.0, 0, 0, we have moved on top at 120, say centimeters or whatever, or say pixels for our reference. Say we have moved up to 120 pixels. So at this radius, I want a circle. So the radius will be 120. So what is happening? For our imagination, now after writing this 6-piece line of a code, a circle should have already been drawn by the turtle. So let's run it and see whether it is done or not. You can see that a circle is already been drawn. If you want to, like, how it is it drawing, if you want to just see it inch by inch, then simply what my recommendation is, simply go to the speed of the pen and do it as 1. If you do it 1, you can simply say you can see the movement at what length it is drawing. But since we are developing a clock, I don't want all this drawing for every second, right? So that is the reason I'll give it 0. Okay, so next, in the loop, don't come out of the loop. In the loop, what are we doing next? In the loop, now we need to draw a hover hand, right? A clock means it should have a hour hand, minute hand, and a second hand. We must have 3 hands. So let us say the pen is down already, but we didn't take it up. So let us say the pen is up. Okay. After the pen is up, now it is at a position 210. It is roaming around 0, 210, but a hover hand should start from the center, means the pen should go to a location 0, 0, right? After going to 0, 0, what should it do? First, let us say we are pointing at 12 o'clock. Okay, when we are pointing at 12 o'clock means it should look at straight at 12, means at 90-degree angle it should look. So let us say we are set heading at 90 degrees. Okay, after heading at this 90 degrees, what should we do next? Next thing we are going to do is, I'm sorry, we are not drawing the hover and we are marking the hours, not the hover and hover lines. Okay, so we need how many hover lines? We need 12 hover lines for 12 hours. So let us say over here I need 12, so I'm using a for loop over here, underscore, or let me say I'm very familiar with I, so I in range of 12. So for I in range of 12, I'm entering into the loop. After entering into the loop, let us say I need to do whatever I do inside a for loop, I am doing it for 12 lines. So first, what did I do? I took the pen out of the paper. I went to the location 0, 0. Now I am seeing towards 90 degrees. I didn't move towards 90 degrees. But if I want to draw a line, I need to move up. At what distance I need to move? The question is, at what distance I need to move? Suppose my circle radius is 120. Let us say I need a hour clock to be 20 centimeters or 20 pixel long. So what I do is, I'll go to let us say pen dot forward at 190, but you need to remember something, my pen is not down, so if I give a pen 90 also, it is just going towards 90 degrees for 190 pixels. After this, I am giving a pen dot down command. After the pen dot down command, I am giving a pen dot forward command of 20. So when I give a pen dot forward command for 20, then it will simply draw 20 pixel to the circle, means the hover line will be measured at 20 pixel. After measuring the 20 pixel, what I want to do, I want the pen to be up, because it should not draw any nonsense. So I simply want the pen to be up. After bringing the pen up, what the next step I want to do is, I want to come back to 0, 0. Let us say I want to come back to 0, 0. Why coming back to 0, 0? When I come back to 0, 0, now the pen is at the middle. Now I have drawn the 12th hour. Now I have to draw 1, 2, 3. So let us say there is a 90 degrees gap between the hover, the 3 o'clock and 12 o'clock, and it's a 90 degree gap. So if I can mark for every 30 degrees at 1 o'clock and 2 o'clock. That means it will be equally splitted. The 90 degrees will be equally splitted. So what I'll tell my pen is, I'll tell my pen to turn right for 30 degrees. Now it is facing 90 degrees. I am telling it to turn right for 30 degrees and it has to mark. When it is marking, so what is happening now? First, the I value will become 1. When the I value is 1 and the position will be 0, 0. When the I value is 1 and the position is 0, 0, it will move 190 degrees forward and the pen will touch the paper and it will mark a 20 pixel of hover line. Then the pen will be up of the paper, the pen will not be touching the paper, and it will again come back to 0, 0 and the pen will turn 30 degrees to right and the I value will become 2. When the I value is 2, automatically the same position, it will just be repeating. It is not heading towards 90 degrees because this is out of the for loop and this is inside the for loop. So now the position will be something like 60 degrees. It will mark this 20 and again it will come back to 0, 0. It will again turn right for 30 degrees and it will be seeing 30 degrees because we have first marked 90 degrees. Okay, to get a clear view of how it is happening, I'll just reduce the speed to 1 and I'll run it. What is happening now? First it is going to 10 and it is drawing a circle with a radius of 210. After writing, it is coming back to center and it is going forward to 190. It is turning 30 degrees right, coming back to center, 30 degrees right, coming back to center, 30 degrees, 30 degrees. This is what happening inside the for loop. Say it is starting here, 30 right, 30 right, 30 right, 30 right, 30 right, like this. And it is having a count that it has to go for 12 times. Say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. After 12 times, it comes back to a position 0, 0 and it stops. Okay, this is what is happening inside the for loop. So now we have drawn our lines, not the hover hand. I'm sorry, I did a very bad mistake when I was telling it is an hover hand. That was hover line. Okay, now I'm drawing the hover hand. Draw the hover hand. So now the pen is already up. For my convenience, I'll make sure the pen is up again. I am always very much conscious about the pen up thing. Okay, now I'm asking it to go to 0, 0. After going to 0, 0, this is an hover hand, so it is asking, no, it's not asking. I am more preferably to give another color for it. So I am giving a black color. It should be inside the brackets. Say this is inside the bracket. After the black color, it should look at 90 degrees because this in let's say the hover hand is pointing towards 90. You can set up heading at any direction you want. I am simply giving as 90, that's all. This is not specific. Okay, but the 0, 0 is definitely specific. After heading at 90 degrees, the angle at which it should point. So let us say at what angle should the pen point. So hovers are like 12, 1, 30, like 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are at 30 degrees gap and it is probably the whole 360 degrees plot. The plot is 360 degrees. The plot is divided for how many? 12 hours. I'm sorry. The plot is divided for 12 hours. My system is a bit slow today. I have been working since morning 5, so it is hanging a bit, but it's okay. So system is basically dividing between 12 hours, but we need a specific dividing, like at what hour what is happening. So what do I do is, my hours h must divide this 12 to get the angle. Say, suppose the h is 3, it has to point 3 o'clock. Suppose it has to point 3 o'clock, so it's 3 by 12. So 1 divided by 4, it will become 1 by 4 into 360. When it is 1 by 4 into 360, what will be the answer? I think you people are good at math. You do what you have to do. Okay. So after this, let's say the pen must point out the angle at what it should see the right side of that angle. The angle when you do here is, the angle will be basically it is 0, or you can say as 360 itself. Sorry, the angle is 90. When the angle is 90, it is pointing on top direction. So what I am doing is, I am giving a right angle at 90. So my pen is turning towards the right and it is pointing angle 90. I am thinking you are familiar with that. If not, why that 90? You can see the heading over here. Heading is 90 degrees. So when it is 90 degrees, it should turn 90 degrees towards the right. If you want, you can keep it 0. When you keep it 0, you can simply say the pen should point to the angle 90. But you can't simply write an angle as angle. It is not perfect. So simply I am writing it as angle over here. So the angle may change whenever the h value changes. So when I come to the h value, you can see a small red mark over here. This red mark is telling me that h is not create a parameter h. H is not being created. So you are drawing hours, minutes and seconds. So there must be 3 other parameters in this block. So let's say hours, minutes and seconds. And of course a pen to right. So it is turning right and it is pointing towards the angle, and the pen should now go down. After the pen went down, simply it should go forward. The pen should go forward. Okay. So simply let's check this out. Like here I have to give h comma m comma s comma pen 3 values, and let me say that my hour over here will be 10. So my clock should be point at 10. I hope all my other calculations are correct and I don't get an error. I'll format it. After formatting, yes, let me once check it. I hope I didn't do any kind of a mistake. Even I am not sure, that is the best part. I am having an error. What is an error? Here the error is m is not defined. Since we didn't give any m and s values. So, okay. For now, simply let us say I am taking the m and s. I'll remove these 2 terms and I'll run it. Okay. I'm sorry, I don't want this to be that slow. Let us make it fast. Okay, there is a difference in the forward. Yes, I didn't mention how much this should go forward. Simply I'm giving 100. You can give anything of your wish. So this is what is marking 10 o'clock. The main difference at your part is why it is marking 10 o'clock when the angle is not showing at 10 o'clock.
say the first heading was at this direction. Okay, when I gave 3, what it is becoming? It is becoming 90 degrees. So I'm turning, this is already 90 over here, the angle is 90, but I'm giving a right angle, means at right side it should point 90 degrees. That's all, there is nothing else. Whatever the angle, first it will be at 0 comma 0, whatever the angle is given, it will see from the right hand side. That's all. Okay, the hours is pretty good now. It is showing that 10 o'clock is correct. So what I'll do is I'll simply copy this. Okay, after copying I'll paste it 2 times and I'll simply change the minute here. I'll put second here, and minutes are basically for 60, so I'll put 60 at the M, and here I'll put 60 because for 1 minute it is 60 seconds, and I'm marking S and M. Since I marked my S and M, say let us say the time is 3 and let the minutes be 50 and the seconds be 43. Yes, but I am not declared it in the function declaration, so I'll take these 3 variables here, I'll format it. So we are given all the 3 variables. I'm running the program. Let's say I don't get any error now. So this is it. The time is 3:50 and the seconds is this. But hours hand should be a little less and the minutes and the second hand should be little length. So what say I give something like 290 and 190 over here, and I run this program. This minute is actually touching it, so let us give another 80 less. I didn't check with all these values and all, so you can definitely play with the values. The more you play, the more you get. Practice makes you the best. Okay, so this is what happened. We just created the minute and hour hand. Only one thing is left. We are not getting a display of the real time values. This values is something we are giving. This is not actually the real time value. So let us modify this program so that it can actually print a real time value. Suppose this is a clock, it should be running 24/7. So what I am doing is, since this should be running 24/7, I'll just create a while loop. Okay, yep, I'll just create a while loop and say it is always true, means it should run for 24 hours, and I'll call this while loop this inside the while loop just for my, because every time it should call the function. So when it is true, it is 24/7, it is calling it. And now I'm working with time, so there is one super module called as the time module. So I'm importing the time module. This comes inbuilt, there is no need of installing it. So here what I want is, I want the h value. H value, let's say it should be integer, and when it is an integer, I am taking time dot string time, means this is a regular time, like it is not having an AM PM values. It will show only one way, means simply if it is more AM 5 AM or evening 5 PM, it will just simply show 5. It will not show you the railway timings. So for hour, this is actually an inbuilt code for the time variable. For our variable, it is basically %i. For minutes, it will be the same. Let us say time dot strft rf time, and say it is %M, and for seconds it is time dot strft %S. These are the values for H, M and S. So basically the time is around 4 o'clock now while I'm recording this in the evening. So it should be like 3:57 and seconds something, I don't know the seconds. That is my system time basically now. So this time, hours and minutes and seconds, will take my system time exactly. So these are the H, M and S values. So after this, what should I do? After this, basically I should call my function telling I have all these values. So simply I am calling the function. So let us run this and see what will happen. Yes, you can see that the seconds is basically moving around the system. What is the error here? Okay, the seconds is not taking gap. Let us give a sleep here. This time is having another awesome function. It can stop for whatever seconds I give. Let us say I'm stopping the clock for 1 second. I'm telling it to sleep for 1 second. After that, I'm telling it to run. Say like this. I'm running the code. Okay. Yes, it is stopping for a second, but the problem is the seconds are again showing clearly. So what is the problem? Okay, let us say the problem is the pen. The pen is continuously down itself, it's not clearing itself. So let us say I'll clear the pen now. Now I will run it. Okay, the pen is clearing itself and the time is basically stopping for 1 second and it is showing the right time. So it's not even 4 o'clock now, it's 3:59, but I think the time, yeah, it's okay. Okay, by the time I set up this thing, everything will be equal. So what is the problem over here? So let me give a small update over here. Say we'll go back to the top of our program. The HR, the turtle screen what I'm using, I'll simply put HR dot, I'll call the tracer and I'll put 0. What happens is when the tracer is called and the value is put 0, there will be no animations shown. Basically this is what is happening. When tracer is 0, there will be no animations shown. That will not respond for some time, but it is okay. Since the tracer is down but the program is running continuously, what I have to do is I need to update my turtle screen that okay, you can, after this step, you can show the animations. After which step I have to show the animation? After exactly the clock. After calling the clock, every second the tracer should say it's okay, now you can show me. It is updating by itself. Okay. So what happened now is I'm simply stopping the past program, and if you can see now it is exactly 4 o'clock, 4 past 1, and my clock is ticking perfectly alright. So after 12 it should change. Yes, it has changed its elegance to 1 minute. It's 4:1 in my system now and the seconds is running perfectly alright. But the only thing I don't like personally is all the colors are same, the hours, all this. Let me just change some colors. First, let's say I don't want the background to be white. I'll make the background black. I'm more of a black person. Because it is black, green may be clear on it, and let us say the hover and be blue, and this is the minute and let's say it should be red. I don't know how that looks, but it's okay. Seconds will be moving every time, so if it is white it will be nice. So how is it? This is my analog clock. I thought it will not pan out nicely, but I think it is pretty looking nice. So my work or else your work for today is write this code. Just try not to copy paste it, or just try not to listen the video and do it. Listen the video once, try how much you can remember, and for beginners, at every block of a code, compile it. You will know where the errors are. Interpreter, it's Python itself is an interpreter, so it will show you the errors on the screen itself. But my suggestion, dude, compile it on every block. It is very nice. You will learn too much from the errors. Okay, after this, the clock is ticking. Yes, the clock is ticking. So what do is, why don't you simply mark numbers on these ends or inside? It will look more beautiful. Okay, today's work for you is mark those hover numbers on every number line, on every hover line. Okay, after completing it, just comment that image of your analog clock ticking in the comment section. That's it for today, guys. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe to my channel for more awesome Python content, and don't forget to hit that bell icon. Okay, we will continue all the Python basics from the next sessions. This is just a refresher, or I can say an interest builder. What all can a Python do? Assume this is your basic project. If this itself is a basic project, then what all can Python do? Okay, thank you guys. See you on the next video.